Welcome. I've been trying to make this video for a while now, and I apologize for not posting since my last one. See, I've been in college, and I didn't have no time to make videos. Also, I didn't know how I wanted this one to turn out. At first, it was supposed to be a comparison between the two Mirror's Edge games, but I was trying too hard to be serious about the review, and I sounded like straight AI in that first draft. So I basically rewrote the whole video, and shit had me tweaking out. Like, bro, I was going through the 5 stages of grief trying to make this. But I realized, instead of a comparison, I wanted to make a video solely on the first game. Every time I play through Mirror's Edge, it gets better, which is crazy, I know, but hear me out. It was basically made this way since the whole game is a process of trial and error. A lot of the flow state comes from knowing what the levels are, which is not the best game design, but once you learn them, it opens up and just plays different. Getting into the story, Mirror's Edge has a pretty mellow plot since it's just a reason for its gameplay, because back then, it was just a proof of concept at the time. See, to this day, I'm not sure how DICE managed to pull off the Mirror's Edge pitch to EA. Like, bro, the team must have been working all night just to pull this one off. One wrong move on that pitch, whole section of DICE gone, bro. They is not coming back. So because DICE employees were bugging out about the gameplay, the story definitely came as an afterthought. This caused it to be pretty simple, so the characters like Merc, Celeste, and Kate, and Faith as well, didn't see much development, which kinda sucks. The main issue with it is just not deep or complex. Like, sometimes when I'm playing a game, I want to feel something from its story, but it makes up for this tenfold from its gameplay. If you played, you already know.
Once the city used to pulse with energy, dirty and dangerous, but alive and wonderful. Now, it's something else.
Alright, so the game opens with a little animation dropping some background lore on the runners and the world they live in. Basically, their city saw changes into a more authoritarian state, so people's rights, freedom of will, freedom of speech were getting stripped away, and most didn't do nothing about it, but some people protested as they hate the system, and they became the clients of the runners. The runners transport intel and illegal goods and all that across rooftops because the cops don't play with them up there. Faith became a runner because her mom died in the protests, and her dad, well, he started hitting that infinite alcohol glitch because he couldn't cope, so she basically had no family. Then I think she was caught by Merc trying to run a broad day robbery on his place, so he took her in and trained her as a runner. The game opens crazy, but then Merc starts yapping about getting back to work. So I'm like, alright, where's Celeste at? I gotta give her this bag. Don't know why this run gonna be a 2-man operation, but I don't really care, it's the prologue. So I start running towards the meetup spot. On the way, we kinda ran into some cops. I was like, don't shoot, but they just start spamming that Glock 19, so I had to get up out of there. I come out the building and I'm like, no way they still following. But they got a whole squad up ahead, so I had to give the first cop that dropkick knee combo. Then the second cop started messing my shit up, so I had to hit him with a 4-piece combo and a biscuit on the side. Then one little nut tap and gang is out of there, but buddy starts tweaking out. And see, instead of running 30s with the cops, I could have just ran past them. But there's no fun in that, so I had to give him the Beats by Dre. I finally pull up and Celeste on another rooftop talking about throw me the bag, so I toss that shit, but now she pulling behind me. I turn around and spot SEAL Team 6 staring right at me, so I get right back to running to literally nowhere. There is nowhere to go, nowhere to jump to. But a news chopper pulls up trying to catch me on live TV, so you know Faith, she's tweaking and jumps to the helicopter like nothing crazy just happened. We get back to Merc's lair, and I guess this is a good time to properly introduce Merc. His real name is Mercury, but I'm not trying to call bro by a planet, so we're going to stick with Merc. He basically acts like an older brother to Faith, and he's the head of the team of runners they got going on. I also said earlier that he trained Faith to become a runner, and he just be on the comms most of the game, nothing too crazy. So in the lair, they got a little police scanner, and Faith was able to catch the drop on a break-in at a mayor's place, and she's like, no big problem, it don't concern me, it don't bother me, but then she starts tweaking, because her sister, who's a cop, is at the break-in. I start running over to the murder scene, and this is where some of the game's movement can really pop off. If you try and learn some of the more advanced stuff, it can be so fun hitting some of these moves on your playthrough. But bro, trying to learn some of this stuff took way too long. Like, especially the kick glitch. Oh my god, that shit had me looking like Flight Reacts, brother. I was actually tweaking.
Bro, I didn't even slam my shit this fucking hard though, I promise you.
Eventually, we get into the building of the break-in, take an elevator up, and it somehow stops at the correct floor even though there's one button in the thing, but we hop off and stroll into the room, and off rip I see two things, Faith's sister and a dead body. We're like, yo, what happened? Why he just laying there? Turns out, that's a mayor candidate called Robert Pope, and he just got shot broad day while Faith's sister was there. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, her sister's name is Kate, and she was basically supposed to meet up with Pope to talk about a break-in that happened earlier, but she got knocked out when she pulled up, and somebody used her gun to boom Mr. Pope. So Faith is like, yo, come with me, we gotta get out of here so it don't look like you murked him. But Kate is saying that she's a cop, and she can't just run away, it'll look real bad. Then Merc radios in talking about some...
I'm fucking pissed. Where you at?
And before leaving, you already know Faith on that timing, so she had to lift some evidence from the crime scene. And it's a note that says Icarus. This will come into play later, as Pope basically knew something that nobody else did. Kate tells Faith that she needs to find her superior, Lieutenant Miller, and Faith says that she'll try and help her before dipping.
Shit.
Oh, no.
A SWAT team hops out the elevator on demon timing. They start letting off shots like K-Flock, so I book it out of their full sprint down the hallways, and then I start climbing through some vents. Oh, it gets real bad. The cops just start spraying through the vents hoping to hit something. Fuck the whole ventilation system, they need me dead. I somehow make it out that saw trap, start running again, and there's even more shots than before. So I'm like, what could that... Bro, I don't know why this game is obsessed with helicopters, but it's crazy. First mission, we jump to a helicopter to get away from the ops. Now we running away from one so we don't get swissed up. Anyways, we're trying to get the helicopter off our tail, and somehow the cops just know where we are going, trying to cut me off, but I jump over their dumbasses. Then we gotta start making our way to the streets, cause we're not gonna lose the helicopter on the rooftops. And it gets so bad, Merc has to call one of his boys Krieg to come help us, so we end up having to go underground. Also, we never see Krieg again after this. He helps us this one time and then disappears. This kinda shows the story got rushed, like there's no point to introduce a character like this and then never see him again for the rest of the game. So we back at Merc's lair again, and this time everyone there, well, besides Krieg of course, and Faith is like, yo, why do I feel like OJ Simpson out there? And Merc's saying, I don't know why I went down like the blog got gang violence. So they sit down on the couch, and Faith whips out that Icarus note, and Merc is like, great, you lifted evidence from the crime as well? So they yip yap about that note for a bit, and then Merc says, Faith, you know who might know more about this Icarus? Jackknife. And it seems like Faith does not really like this man the way she's talking about him, and yeah, we'll find out why.
I know what you're here for. Get the fuck out of here, nigga!
Drake's got a location on Jackknife. He's on some rooftops of the old runner training ground near the storm drains. Route's crawling with blues though.
At this point, Merc gives us a drop on where we can find Jackknife, so I start heading towards the storm drain, and it hasn't even been 5 seconds, and the cops start bugging out, talking about stay where you are and we won't shoot. Yeah, nah, personally, pack it up, bro. We gotta keep moving. Also, the last mission technically is the end of Act 1 because we're a bit past the first plot point since Faith makes a decision to help her sister. But I'ma just lump the Jackknife mission in here as well because I'm a YouTuber, not some prestigious writer. So we make it away from the cops for a brief moment by ducking into this building, and then we come outside to that storm drain. I love this level so much, I can't lie. Like, usually I despise underground levels in games because to me, most of them feel like the same stuff over and over again, but this one just hit different. Like, just look at this level, bro. You don't see this shit in other games. We make our way into that storm drain to get away from the helicopter hawking us down. So I'm like, bet, it's gonna be calm, nothing crazy. They did not send no cops down.
Shit. Looks like they anticipated you might duck in here and send a sniper team ahead.
Yeah, it's looking bad, bro. I gotta get up out of here and hope these snipers don't riddle my body with some 7.62s. But Merc says he's got an exit on the other side. So I start moving like prime Jeremy Lin, trying not to get hit, and bust a move on this one cop. Like, where are you going? Matter of fact, I don't even know where I'm going. Every time Merc hops on the comms, he acts like I got those storm drain blueprints implanted in the back of my head. Like, brother, I'm just running. We end up hopping along the supports and get to the other side. Then we start climbing out this death trap. And bro, I feel like Patrick Bateman climbing that prison in The Dark Knight Rises. Like, one wrong move, everybody you know is going to turn to everybody you knew. I will say, some of the pipes and ladders are a bit stupid in this. Like, I swear I grabbed onto it, but I end up falling 100 feet to my demise. Alright, so after an extended period of climbing, I managed to make it out the underground by using the crane controls to lift me up. So I'm just chilling on the bundle of 2x4s, getting some vitamin D, and the cops decide I need buckshot for breakfast, so they start spraying my general area. Now I'm like, that's not gonna slide with me. I pull up there, first cop I see, boom, got broke facing the other way, so I end it with a 2-piece. Then I start climbing these containers to get some height on them, and this one guy thought shit was sweet, so I catch him with an aerial takedown. I gotta keep moving so I don't look like Swiss cheese, but this cop was on different timing, so I missed my kick, but then I came around the corner and smacked that cop with a hit and run. Then I spun back with a flying kick, missed one punch, but just started giving this cop the craziest beatdown. The other one wants some too. Good night. Last one had to give him that sliding kick finisher. See, after that absolute performance of a 1v5, I felt like I was the main character from Bloodhounds. If you got Netflix, go watch that show. Brother, you are missing out if you haven't seen it yet. Anyways, we hit an elevator to get to the top of the building where Jackknife posted up, and he already on some bullshit trying to get away. So this chase ensues, and he really thinks he's faster than me. Like, I damn near caught up to him when this is a scripted event.
What the hell are you?
We get inside this building, and he does troll us a little bit in the elevator, but then proceeds to troll himself and land flat on his back trying to show off. So I gotta go all the way around so I can laugh in his face. And when I get there, I'm like, yo, Jackknife, you might as well retire from running at this point. You are just washed up. But anyways, what does Icarus gotta do with Pope's murder? And then he's like, well, Faithy, how about I give you a rope burn riddle? I'm like, yo, drop the act. I'm really not playing today. Then he starts chatting about this guy called Travis Burfield. He's saying Robert Pope was a wrestling fan and he was looking to hire some security. So Burfield, who went by the name Ropeburn, was up for the job, and he's an ex-wrestler. This guy was a real piece of work, however, not the type of guy you want to be associated with, so he might know something about Pope's murder. And then he starts yapping about little fish in a big fish pond. Like, I do not care, bro. I tell Jackknife to get out of my sight before my inner breezy comes out, so he runs off to wherever he needs to be. And then I radio Merc, but he was already listening in to that social experiment. And Merc tells her that she shouldn't pull up to Ropeburn's crib right away, but Faith says she's going to try and talk to Lieutenant Miller first. Alright, so this is where the story really starts picking up, so we can move on to Act 2.
I'm gonna let you go. But if you pull a gun on me again, I will kill you. And right now, I think I'd be doing the city a favor.
Merc manages to find Lieutenant Miller's location somehow, so Faith creeps through this parking garage to catch the drop on him, and all she says is his name, and he starts tweaking up in the blammer on Faith. She tells him that Kate said to find him, and he's like, I never knew Kate had a sister. Wait a minute, aren't you the suspect fleeing the crime scene? Then Faith hits him with a,
It's difficult to recall with a gun in my face.
so he calms down a little bit, but then she pulls out that Icarus note, and I can see inside that barrel once again, like, bro, chill out. So Faith says that Kate is the only family that she got, and she's not going to last long in jail since he's a cop. So finally Miller sees some common sense, saying he won't stop her since he owes it to Kate. But there are plenty of people who will try, and yeah, we'll come to find out he is not lying about that. We get up out of there, and Merc got the location of everybody, bro. He know where Ropeburn lay, so we start running over there. Okay, so I want to break something down real quick. We know that Ropeburn is an ex-wrestler, ex-security, unhinged, crazy background. Like, bro, this guy can definitely ruin our whole day if we run into him. Faith is 120 pounds, and yeah, she knows how to fight, but Ropeburn probably pushing 300, and he's a wrestler. We are getting tossed around like a child if we have to fight him. So I really don't get why we don't bring Merc on this mission. No glaze, but he's 6'2", 220, knows how to fight. With him, we are beating Ropeburn on that 2v1 no matter what happens. But with just Faith, she not living to see the next day. Alright, so we pull up to Ropeburn's little agency through a back door and some vents, and on the phone he's talking crazy. We must have came by at just the right time, because I'm hearing things like this will all blow over in a few days, that runner won't last long, and Project Icarus will be fine. Okay, so now we know he definitely got something to do with Kate's setup. Like, he's just yapping about it over the phone like that shit can't be traced. So we pop off the vent and get into the room, but I don't even know why we did this. We already got the info and know that Ropeburn got something to do with this whole situation. So why would we give ourselves away to break and enter into his agency? We could just leave, get Merc, get a location on him in public, catch him lacking, and try to talk to him there. We're not going to achieve anything from just busting into his office. But I'm not going to lie, if Faith didn't break and enter, then we wouldn't have gotten one of the best chase scenes in the entire game. So that alarm starts blaring and we're like, oh shit, we gotta leave. But I'm just going to let this chase scene play out. Like, it doesn't even need to be narrated.
Hey, hey, hey. Get back game. Boy, you better move when I switch that lane. Turn to the perk like take my pain. Better do his ass better if you come my way. I paid the ref. I ain't cooking, nigga, I paid the chef. Independent, but I'm still top shelf. Move to LA, but I'm still myself. You nothing like this. I unload and reload like lightning. Fuck two hoes, my P-hole too icy. They want freeload, my life then wipe me. How the fuck I go about this nicer? Chopper south there to the thunder. I'm on the chopper and I got a gunner. Turn to be cool, turn that boy to a runner. I got some shit I can wait for the summer. Don't want the bag, just the neck of a bitch. She call me the pub, I be blessing the bitch. These niggas is corny, you resting the bitch. I shoot at the chest of your peculiar grip. Feeling like Dracula. Tell my man, bitch, her pussy immaculate. If somebody come close, then I'm scrapping them. All that money, don't think that I'm happy yet. Big money, make a choke. Clothesline, you ain't getting no post. Calm down, I be feeling like the best of all time. I'd probably feel better if y'all down. And you know that I'm hella particular. We shoot movies and then call it cinema. Probably made me a step by the end of this. Keep on tweeting, I shut down the internet. Hey.
After all that, Faith tells Merc to send a message to Merc. Send a message to Miller to set up a meeting. Faith pulls up on him in the parking garage again, saying that Ropeburn wanted a cop to go down for it, so he definitely set Kate up. Miller starts giving a little spiel about Ropeburn, saying he's a dangerous man. I really do not care. Then he ups the gun on Faith for what, the third time now? Crazy work. Anyways, he's saying that if he turns us in, then they might go easier on him around the situation and easier on Kate. Faith is not messing with his plan at all. She hits a step back and front kicks that gun away, grabs his hand, closes in to take the gun from him, but Miller keeps more than one chrome on his body, so they go into a little standoff. She tells him that she only cares about Kate, and to never pull that shit again or he'll leave in a body bag. Okay, so every time we meet with Miller, nothing comes out of it. Literally nothing. Last time we went to him to see if he knows anything about Icarus, all he did was pull a gun on us, twice by the way, and he didn't know jack shit about it. This time we go to him to see what he knows about Ropeburn, right? And he straight up tries to turn Faith in for a maybe that he won't get fired. Like, I just don't get why we even bother meeting with him. Everything we have figured out about this case has been on our own or with Merc's help. Miller is just bad news. Every time nothing is gained, he just yaps about irrelevant stuff. Okay, enough of the Miller rant. Merc finds out that Ropeburn is having a little meeting with an important person, but we finna crash that party in a minute. But once again, why is Merc not coming along? I'm not even trying to hate on bro, he helps out crazy, but if this shit gets confrontational, gets a little dicey, Faith is not winning a 1v1 against Ropeburn. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. Literally all we have to do is have Merc meet us at the location for backup, nothing crazy. Like, just imagine this. Your best friend's sister got framed for a murder she did not do, and y'all know who framed her. I'm sliding for gang any day of the week, no question needed. Where are we going is my response. Merc could just pull up for this one time, because right now we are unmatched, outweighed, and we know that Ropeburn is psychotic.
I saw Ropeburn wrestle once. Broke some poor bastard's arm, then headbutted the ref.
I'm making my way towards that little meetup, and yeah, this indoor section is just climbing in vents and through the building. It's pretty boring, so I'm gonna speed things up a bit and skip it. But we pull up to that meeting, and I see Miller chatting away to Ropeburn. Like, bro, I cannot catch a break with this guy. What could you possibly want from Ropeburn? You just told me he's a dangerous guy, and you face to face with him right now talking crazy. So we start going up the stairs to see what's going on, and boom, Ropeburn thought it'd be real funny to jump scare us, then proceeds to pick us up and throw us 2 stories below. Like, who the fuck are we fighting? This gotta be the Hulk. He then jumps down here with us, and guess what he does? Ropeburn runs straight through a wood fence like that shit ain't nothing. So I'm thinking, he's really about to wipe us off the map, huh? I start going band for band in strength with him. I don't even know how. But then we start losing, so I give him a little nut tap, and yeah, that got him wobbly. So wobbly, he stumbles off the side of the building. He grabs onto something on his way down, and I'm like, oh, Ropeburn, I know that big back build you got is not helping right now. So me and you both know you don't got much time. Let's cut to the chase. Did you set Kate up? And then he starts spilling everything, because his dead hang is not going to last long.
That little cop? Yeah.
Had to be a cop, right?
I don't mess in politics.
Who killed Pope? You?
No! I hired someone.
Who?
A professional. Meet him tomorrow, 2 p.m. Atrium in the mall, downtown. You'll recognize him.
Why were you with Miller?
You sure you want to know about that? Pull me up and I'll tell you.
Watch him, Faith.
Try anything in your roadkill.
Sure.
Shit! Merc, someone's shooting. They got Ropeburn.
Blue's about to crash the party, Faith. Get out of there.
The police have arrived at the scene and it's time to go. I flee the area, skip past some of the cops and take an elevator to get underground, and the rest of this mission is basically run through the subways like a New York rat. But I'm locked in, trying not to get hit by the train. It's scary hearing that horn. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta move quick. Also, why the cops even bother following us down here? Like, bro, just let the train do the work for y'all. Even a runner is gonna have a hard time not cosplaying Flat Stanley, but the cops really don't got that type of critical thinking. Just look how this one cop got cooked. Regardless, they do not let up. They start sending mad units down to the subway, so I'm like, I gotta make an exit. I jump on top of a train and start playing a whole different game. And this part is actually crazy. You gotta jump the tracks, try not to get smacked by some low parts in the tunnel, and once the conductor realizes you're on top of the train and tries to stop it, you gotta get out of there before the train behind you cooks the whole situation. But y'all know Faith already. This is light work, no reaction. She be acting like this happens every day. After all that, she's thinking, hey, I'ma just chill out today, do nothing crazy, cause I don't really feel like getting shot at. So her and Celeste be talking on a rooftop for a bit, and it's good vibes for a moment. But then they start talking about their upbringing, mainly how Faith lost her family, said fuck it, we ball, and started running. But we gotta wait around for that meeting Ropeburn was talking about before he got packed up, so we're gonna skip forward a little bit type shit. Ropeburn pre-pack told us that he's meeting that hitman in the New Eden Mall, and we gotta run over there first. So I'm like, hey, calm mission, this shouldn't be nothing stupid. But the cops, they had different ideas and started chasing me down. I start running like always and get away after a bit, and we managed to pull up to that mall, and this actually looks like a nice ass mall. I don't know about you, but the mall where I live at is an anomaly. Every time I pop out there, some ghetto shit is going down. Like bro, the people tweaked, and the shops be swindling, so I'd be questioning why I'm even there in the first place. But I'm looking around for this person, this hitman, this alleged killer of Robert Pope, and I see an interesting figure ahead of me, a lot like the person that boomed Ropeburn. So I'm like, hey, don't run. But they start running, so I start running, and we gotta chase him through the mall, and guess what happens? Just take a guess. It's bad. It's not good. It's a goddamn setup. And they strapped up like a Navy base trying to spray me down, so I'm thinking I gotta get out of here. I'm in this elevator, but this is about to become a tragedy. Then the glass breaks, so I dip out of there and start booking it through the mall. And Merc is telling me to go higher, so I start making my way towards the rafters. And the cops are scouring the whole mall for me while I sneak around these maintenance rooms. They end up finding me, and there's only one way out, and it's crazy. Meanwhile, Merc is telling me there is a machine gunner ready to send me to the afterlife. So I gotta hit this wall run to a bar swing, and then jump through the catwalk. After that insanity, it calms down, we make it to the roof, and we see that hitman scouting us out from the other building, looking mad disappointed we can get swissed up back there. Faith thinks Jackknife might have had something to do with the whole setup, so we pay him a little visit in the streets and he gets caught lacking bad. We run up on him, caught him blindsided with the craziest right hook I've ever seen. Just look at the windup, like what's going on here? But we got Jackknife pinned against a wall and we're trying to get that info out of him. I'm saying, how come I talk to Ropeburn? He tells me about a meeting, and when I pull up, there is a whole SWAT team with a machine gun trying to end the game early. Now Jackknife is saying, it wasn't me, and he brings up this brain dead point, saying, if I wanted you dead, wouldn't I do it myself? Like what? Earlier he told me all about this Ropeburn situation, knew some details about Pope's murder before anyone else, and now he's trying to say he's not involved? Like bro, something is not adding up here. But Faith tells him that his bum ass couldn't have organized something like that anyways. Then Jackknife says he's gotta go and vanishes in broad daylight. Alright bro. So Faith radios Merc asking him if he can do a search on Parendell Kruger security, as she noticed the logo in Ropeburn's office and around the city. Merc starts talking about, yeah, they a pretty big name security company and they got a location down by the docks. So that's where we are heading next, about to do a bit of investigation. Call me Sherlock Holmes when I pull up.
Head toward the building with the big stupid dog symbol. Loading bay should be a way in.
Bet, say less Merc, you the man, so I started moving towards the company. But now that I'm thinking about this, really thinking about this mission is actually insane. We are breaking and entering into a security company, and the whole point of this company, whole point of any security company is to protect locations. So you know their own location is going to be cracked out with a bunch of armed men. And Faith thinks this is another day, another job? Like what? Even though we're a small frame and hard to hit because we move fast, this is still a suicide mission. All it takes is us getting into one altercation with a guard when there are multiple around and getting gunned down. Faith basically has to keep moving no matter what happens, and even doing that the chances are still low. I understand we're racing against the clock because Kate doesn't have that much time before she gets booked, but at the least we could spend another day researching this, because right now we are diving headfirst into one of the biggest security companies in the city. And I know Merc can do a lot on that computer, because we managed to find Ropeburn, a lieutenant in the police force, and Jackknife whenever we want. So trying to find a way in where that doesn't alert the whole company is definitely doable. Or even a simple distraction could make this so much easier. If y'all remember Krieg, which I don't know if you do, but he was at the beginning helping us get away from the cops at one time, and we never see him again after that. So what we could do is have him come back, cause a distraction at one side of the building, maybe the loading dock gate, a side entrance, whatever, and we can do this by jacking some truck, then get Krieg to line up at one of the entrances, put a brick on the pedal, and just let it crash into the building. That's going to draw a lot of attention outside, and there's going to be less guards inside the building, so all we have to do is find a calm way in on the other side, and there won't be no small army in our way. But nah, we don't do all that. We get up in there like we own the place, and now every guard on site is after us. We gotta run through these back maintenance rooms while the guards are shooting at us, do some puzzles to get through the building, and we end up in this super clean dystopian looking hall with an elevator at the end. We take it down to this layer of a room. It's dark, bunch of flat screen TVs posted up, and it's looking mad spooky, real crazy vibes going on. So we walk over to the computer and turn it on.
Jackpot. Think I found the nerve center, Merc. Could be some kind of training room. Drake.
What are they training them for? You mean there's something left in this city they haven't managed to tax, ban, or regulate? What the hell's left, huh?
Us. Merc, get your gun.
You know that's never too far away. Why?
This training, Merc. This Project Icarus, Pirandello Kruger, they're not here to bolster the police. They're being trained to come after us. After the runners. All the runners. Everything okay up there?
Quiet as grave. Just me, birds, and the best black market surveillance equipment money can buy.
It's him.
Him?
The guy I saw at the mall. Just seen him on a camera, on the deck of a boat at the docks.
Look, Faith, you've done enough. Right now it seems you're sitting in the lion's den. So please, haul that out of there. Chatter's gone berserk. Blues know you're there. Get out now.
These two demons walk out the elevator and start chasing me down, so I'm freaking out and I gotta book it out of there. I'm running through the training grounds and it's getting tragic in here. There are more of these runner cops popping out left, right, up, down. Meanwhile, I'm making a mad dash for the exit because I'm not trying to get caught by one of these guys. We managed to make it outside and I thought it might calm down just a little, right? No, it gets worse. There's even more cops of all types closing in on my position, like they got the whole regiment going for me. I'm hitting crazy moves in between these buildings. Oh, and if you're wondering what these runner cops' skill set is, they got tasers and taekwondo. Their whole game is trying to tase or kick you off a building so you fall to your death. And I'm really not trying to mess with that today. I see a zipline, so I gotta make the jump from the ramp, and this thing must have been placed by a psychopath, cause just look where it's going. You have to land on an inbound train, which we barely make by the way, but if there's no train, you're done. The zipline ends about 4 stories high on this building. Nobody is taking that fall and walking away, brother.
Nice work. Look, I'm gonna try and get the word out on the network about Icarus. Warn the other runners.
Do it. I'm going after that guy.
Alright, so we decide to confront that hitman we saw at the boat. You know, settle the beef, get things straight. But this is arguably the worst mission in the entire game. The only part that makes up for it is the chase, since that's actually fun. But leading up to it makes me tweak out. Like, I can't do this, bro. Most of the mission is inside the boat, and it's just so slow. Like, this game works best on the rooftops when you got more space to do things, so it doesn't feel like you're restricted in how you approach a level. But inside the boat, man, it's just the same shit over and over again. I mean, I guess you could do the boat skip, but nah, you're gonna be fucked up if you think I'm doing all this. So the regular way, the casual way to get in the boat, I have to sneak onto this delivery truck, and that's calm. I don't got a problem with that. Besides the fact, it takes forever just to get there, so you're sitting in this box for about 5 minutes wondering when can I hop off. Then once you get out, it gets tragic. There's about 10 guards you gotta get through, and normally I would just run past these fools. But no, this time it's different, because we have to open these watertight doors that take about 10 seconds. So you're forced to beat up some guards camping the door like they're playing Escape from Tarkov, because if you don't take them out, they're just gonna gun you down while you try to open that. Then we got these annoying climbing parts in the ship you gotta do, and I'm just gonna skip this. Oh my god, nobody trying to watch this. I can guarantee that. We get outside on the boat, I see this red beam sweeping the deck, and you're gonna get blown up if you're not quick enough. So I gotta close the distance on the sniper without getting boomed out here. I catch up to him and start doing a little hand-to-hand combat, trying to get the gun out of their hands so we don't get shot. But when I go for it, they catch me lacking bad. And me personally, I'm not letting that slide, so we're chasing them through the ship. And this part, thank God they put this in the game. Without it, the entire boat mission would have been an L.
Keep on him.
I pull up on the hitman after they ran into a dead end. They really didn't plan this out, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what you been doing on the boat the whole time? Praying that you finna catch me on the deck with that sniper? Nah, now you messed up, and Faith is a better fighter than this hitman, so I'm about to put that work in. I'm busting out drop kicks like I'm playing Dying Light, hitting the weave. Oh, and now they limping out there, so I go in for the disarm and hit the craziest tornado kick on them. I didn't even know Faith had that move in her arsenal. So alarms start blaring, and it's getting sneaky out there. A bunch of units are moving into the area, and we got distracted, so the hitman got us bad. I thought they dislocated Faith's arm the way she was acting, but nah, she brushes it off and gets back on the chase. We managed to cut the hitman off, hit a little counter, and shove them into the wall, but now something ain't right here. And it turns out, Celeste betrayed us and was the hitman the entire time. She boomed Roper, and Robert Pope tried to kill me multiple times. This is a certified crash out. Not only that, she is knees deep in the Project Icarus shenanigans, so she is indirectly trying to get all the runners boomed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bad narrator. I only talked about Celeste a few times throughout the video, although part of that is because she is really forgettable. Her relationship with Faith has always just been shallow. The writers didn't give Celeste that much to work with. Like, there's only one cutscene where there's some character building between Faith and her, but it really doesn't count because we don't learn nothing about Celeste, and some of that cutscene is just foreshadowing her betrayal. I think they didn't know what to do with Celeste halfway through the game, so they're like, bet, she can just betray the whole gang. Like, what? Listen to her reasoning, it's broad as hell.
The runners are screwed. Icarus is just the start. And I want to live, Faith, not just survive.
Why Pope?
His campaign was getting unexpected support, but he got stupid. Started making threats to the wrong people. High-up people.
He found out about Icarus, so they had you kill him.
Him or me.
She folded the minute somebody threatened her. She literally could have told Faith, Merc, Krieg, Drake, all the runners about being threatened, and they'll slide for you. But instead, Celeste threw everything away because she wanted to live, not survive. How is offing your entire friend group, trying to get everybody you know boomed, putting everybody you know in a pack, how is that living?
Don't ask, Merc, okay?
Heard all I need to hear, kiddo. Listen, Krieg says Kate's just been tried.
Already?
Wonders of the Swift Justice.
This program, huh? They found her guilty, Faith.
Of course they did.
Convoy's taking her off to jail in less than an hour.
Things have gone even more south. Kate is getting sent off to jail in an hour. Celeste, well, she betrayed us, but we can't even bring justice to Kate by turning Celeste in because she was forced by the people in charge of the city or whatever to kill Robert Pope, so they ain't gonna do nothing about it. Also, we don't even know if she's still alive, so that's out of the picture anyways after those explosions went off in the warehouse. Meanwhile, Project Icarus is still at large and expanding, so we finna have to deal with more cops trying to ruin our whole day. It's really down to Faith and Merc. They're in the mix, and they always have been, but now they don't have the luxury of time. Anything goes at this point. All it takes is getting caught lacking by a runner cop, and it's game over. We have an hour to somehow intercept this convoy with Kate inside, but Merc, he got a little plan. He had Drake, who's like the top employer of the runners, set up a little rifle drop for Faith, and we can hopefully use that sniper to cause a little damage to that convoy and try to rescue Kate. I would usually criticize a plan like this, mainly because what are we going to do once we rescue Kate? She is not a runner. If we get on the rooftops with her, we hop in about 2 buildings before she meets the afterlife. But in reality, I have no other ideas for how to rescue her. We are in the trenches at this point. There is 1 hour left. We are desperate for anything. So yeah, Drake, pass that rifle. I will gladly execute this plan because we literally have nothing else. So as usual, we're making our way over there on the rooftops. Along the way, we're getting chased by runner cops and the PD is posted up with automatic weapons. But we get up out of there like always, and Merc is saying the route of the convoy changed, so Drake finna put the rifle on top of this atrium so we can catch the street that Kate will be on. And this whole building has some nice atmosphere behind it. There's something about the music that really gives this building some crazy vibes.
Should be some kind of vent near you. Quick route to the sniper position.
But then we get hit with possibly the longest vent crawl in the entire game. Let me speed that John up 10 times because I know you're not trying to watch this. We get to that position with the rifle drop, and now he's got to wait for that convoy to show up and pull that trigger on the truck. So it comes around the corner, and I put that truck in my sights. And you know I'm not missing that shot. I've been trick shotting in Titanfall 2 for a while now, and this sniper in my hands basically feels like the Kraber, so this convoy is gonna get good nighted. Driver loses control of the vehicle because their engine probably blew up from this 50 BMG, so we gotta get down there and rescue Kate ASAP. But the rest of the convoy hops out and posts up in the building we have to get through in order to get down to the street. I swear there is only 2 cop cars down the convoy, but there seems to be a small militia in my way, and I'm not trying to deal with all of them, so I bust a little speed run and skip through all the cops to make it outside. The convoy is flipped on its head. I'm looking at it like no way she's okay after what just happened. We open the doors and Kate is just lying there, unresponsive as hell, and I'm thinking it's game over, it's done. But nah, she chilling. She gets up and can't believe we stopped the whole convoy by ourselves, and I'm like, yeah, we don't got time for the yip yap, let's get up out of here. Faith gives Kate a comm so Merc can lead her back to the lair, and my job is to distract the cops and lead them away so they don't take her back into custody. Faith must have been running for hours trying to get away from these cops because it's already dark out, but we get back to the lair and the whole thing is in disarray. It's looking really bad, bro. We get in there, find the comm we gave to Kate, so I'm thinking they must have raided the crib and took her back into custody. But then we hear something, push the couch away, and Merc is laying there with his G19 on his side. He must have went out fighting crazy because he's in really bad condition. Don't do this to me, Merc. You are all I got left, gang. Throughout, I've been trusting nobody else besides him. He would never switch up on us. Merc is a day one. Like I can't do this, bro.
They took Kate. I got some of the bastards, though.
Where'd they go?
I heard them mention the Shard.
The mayor's place?
Yeah.
Shit, Merc. Let me get someone, a doctor.
It ain't gonna happen, Faith.
I'm sorry, Merc. I'm so sorry.
No sorries. Just don't let them win.
I won't, Merc. Promise.
Thanks, kiddo.
So the writers really thought I'd forget about Merc just like that because they played this banger of a soundtrack. Nah, I ain't taking this one lightly. The first thing I noticed, we don't got Merc on the comms no more. I really wish the writers didn't do Merc like this. I understand his death from a storytelling point, as it's supposed to be a development for Faith as a character, because at this point, she only has herself to rely on and to save her sister. But I feel like this could have been approached way differently. Merc is a really good character, and I think the writers should have gave him more time to develop. Like, he didn't need to die last mission. I think they just wanted an emotional point in the story, and it was easier for the plot to go down this way. An alternative idea I was thinking about, I was cooking up, was to not boom Merc. Instead, he goes up the shard with Faith to help save her sister. This even makes sense, because right now, the layer is done, it's gone, so not only does Merc have no crib, but he can't even help Faith on the comms. Also, Merc just gave his life to defend Kate, so he would definitely side for her in the shard. I think this would really help flesh out the whole brother and sister like dynamic even further, since throughout the game, Merc has been helping Faith out on the radio, but now, at the final act, you can actually run with him on a mission. But at the same time, I can understand why they didn't go this route. Mirror's Edge did not have a crazy budget. It wasn't no Battlefield that DICE usually be pumping out. It was just a creative project, so the action of animating Merc running with Faith all the way up the shard was probably just not within their budget. But I still would have preferred to see Merc's character arc go down a different route than what happened. Anyways, we kick down a door, then get punched in the face for no other reason than just being Faith. So I'm like, what's going on here? They've been trying to shoot me this whole time, and now the cops want a box? Then Miller walks down his own men, puts them down cold. I'm really confused right now, but Miller, he had a change of heart. All that time spent dicking around with Ropeburn, he realized that the wrestler was behind the setup the whole time. So I'm thinking, wait, why did you have to boom your own men though? And he says that they're Perendel or Kruger, not my men. Then he starts saying that we are the only hope that Kate has. She's being brought to the roof of the shard, and we gotta get there quick before something tragic happens. Miller's like, go now, I'll hold them off. Like, bro, who do you think you are? You are not John Wick, you might as well come with me to help save Kate. But he's bugging and insists he holds the line. We go through the next door and come out to this fancy lobby with a bunch of armed guards just waiting for me. I start moving quick and we gotta get to the other side to catch a ride on the elevator. After cosplaying Neo in the Matrix, I'm over there to press the button, but it takes a bit for the doors to open, so I'm running around clueless trying not to get shot up. We get in the elevator and I'm chilling in here for a minute, but listen to what the police try and tell me to do over the speakers.
Drop any weapons you have, stay where you are, and prepare to be taken into custody.
So they really think I came all this way to save Kate, just to get on my knees because they tell me to? Nah, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm jumping around in this elevator shaft trying to find another way to get up. Then I'm messing about in these maintenance areas, vents, and all that, but we finally get out of there. And we're on top of some rooftops I guess are adjacent to the shard, but there are snipers already posted up expecting me, so I'm straight booking it through these rooftops. I'm supposed to make it all the way across to the other side of the shard because apparently Miller's telling me that there's another elevator inside. After a bit of shenanigans, we make it across and hitch another elevator ride to get higher up. I'm doing just a little bit of sightseeing, but then we stroll out the elevator and Miller's talking about they got a helicopter about to pick Kate up on the roof, so we gotta be quick.
Sounds like they've taken Kate to the roof. They've got a chopper coming in. You'll have to be quick. What the...
So like I said earlier, Miller is not on that timing. Over the comms, it sounds like he just got packed, so we're probably on our own from here on out. In this room, you have to destroy the servers in order to get the door open to get to the roof, but I don't really feel like fighting these machine gunners, so I hit a little method. You can basically bait the guards to shoot at the servers if you just run right through them. So after doing that for about a minute, the servers are toast, the door opens, and I'm getting out of here to get on the roof. I'm really not sure why all of a sudden we decided we're gonna bust out a walking pace when they could just airlift Kate away any second. Like, bro, start hustling. We're getting on the helicopter pad, and guess who it is? Jackknife is posted up. Like, what the fuck is this man even doing here? I still don't understand his motive to this day. Let me play his little monologue.
You couldn't.
Attitudes like that. Well, that's exactly why I could.
Who's behind this?
Let's just say I know who the bigger fish are.
Callahan. Why us? We're no threat.
Classic warfare. Break the lines of communication. Shoot the messengers. Without Pope. And without the runners. Your clients. Those who just won't let go of the old city will be cut off. Vulnerable. Then this city can clean up the last of its dregs.
So this is just the start.
I prefer to think of it as an end. Still, you did a remarkably good job of coaxing out all those loose ends surrounding Pope's demise. It's why you're still alive.
You can't live on the edge all your life, Faith. Sooner or later, you have to jump.
You can't always live on the edge, Faith. Sooner or later, you have to jump. So he said that to me straight up and thought I wasn't gonna do shit? Say no more, Jackknife. Let me run up on you. You're gone. the helicopter starts losing control because Jackknife sprayed at it on his way down, so we're starting to spin, and it's looking real bad. We try to grab onto Kate, but she ends up flying out of the cabin, so we're like, uh-oh, we gotta jump out of here onto the building so we don't go down with the ship. And Kate, she managed to hold on to the edge, but we have to dive for her to catch her right before she falls. I'm not always sure what to think about this ending, but I do like the vibes and the fact that Faith was able to save her sister, but they're still in the mix. They have to escape and make it all the way down the shard somehow. I did see a theory online saying that Miller is alive and didn't get packed up, so he was able to help them out of the shard with his own police force, while Miller played it off like Faith and Kate escaped custody and shot him, assuming he got wounded from when he was fighting the guards. I think I got that right, but I can't find it anymore for some reason. Also, it was never really explained why Jackknife did what he did. I'm not saying he doesn't seem like the type of guy to snake you, he definitely is, but to this scale it's crazy. The fact that he would do a total 180 and start hating the runners and wanting all of them dead is crazy when he used to be a runner himself. And since he's technically an ex-runner, it's not like he was in danger of being threatened like Celeste was. Like, I just don't understand what he really gains out of this. He could just chill and live his life because he's a citizen and nobody was after bro. But I'm going to wrap this video up here. I think I'm going to make the same style video for Catalyst next, and if you want to see that, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you've been somehow watching this far, I want to thank you so much. You are the reason I make these videos. But anyways, let me get up out of here.